The Washington Post published a rather interesting article this past week titled, "An Angry Mob. Republicans Work to Recast Democratic Protests as Out-of-Control Anarchy." And by interesting, I mean about as fake as you can get. The article attempts to paint any discussion of left-wing mob tactics as Republican conspiracy theorizing. White voters, the article says, are the main issue at play. The article suggests that the strategy is to over-exaggerate the protests in an attempt to scare traditional value-holding whites into voting Republican in November. They cite Trump's rhetoric on MS-13 and Colin Kaepernick's other attempts at similar strategies. John Weaver, a longtime never-Trumper, noted that many of the marches that have cropped up since Trump's inauguration have been led by women and young Americans, focused on issues important to voters, such as gun safety or science. He did this after stating, "It's aimed at firing up Fox viewers and the more strident elements of Trump's base. It's fear-mongering." It's funny to me that the article accuses the GOP of fear-mongering when it has been a long-time strategy used in advocacy for what the article calls gun safety and science. They wail and scream about school shootings while ignoring actual evidence on the subject, and screech about global warming even though every model that claims catastrophic climate change is coming has been proven wrong, time after time. Other examples of this include the peak oil scare, the idea that we will run out of oil soon, and the supposed food crisis, which has of course been proven a farce by the fact that obesity is now a larger problem than starvation worldwide. So the obvious question stands. Are these protests really mob-like? Well, let's review some video to find out. First, we should look at the protesters who were at the Supreme Court as Kavanaugh was being sworn in.
Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery. The Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery. The Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery. Clerk will suspend. The Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery. The Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery. The Sergeant at Arms has restored order in the galleries.
Yeah, not mob-like at all. No. I've got no idea where anybody actually got the idea that this is a mob. No clue. No clue at all. Don't worry, though. Don't worry. We have even more evidence that this was clearly not a mob. Look at how the protesters decided to treat Republican senators over the past week.
Don't look away from me. Look at me and tell me that it doesn't matter what happened to me. That you let people like that go into the highest court in the land and tell everyone what they can do to their bodies.
You have an answer, Senator?
Senator Flake, do you think that Brett Kavanaugh is telling the truth? Do you think that he's able to hold the pain of this country and prepare it? That is the work of justice. The way that justice works is you recognize harm, you take responsibility for it, and then you begin to repair it. You're allowing someone who is unwilling to take responsibility for his own actions, unwilling to hold the harm that he has done to one woman, actually 3 women, and repair it. You are allowing someone who is unwilling to take responsibility for his own actions to sit in the higher court of the country and to have the role of repairing the harm that has been done in this country to many people. No, thank you. What do you think? You have power.
Questions for the
I want
Senator.
to talk to him. Don't talk to me. What do you think? I understand, but tell me, I'm standing right here in front of you. What do you have? Do you think that he's telling the truth? No. Do you think that he's telling the truth to the country?
You have power and so many women are powerless.
You just released a press statement. You don't have the courage to give them an answer?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you's not an answer, Senator.
Thank you. Saying thank you is not an answer. It's about the future of our country, sir.
Why now? Why not wait? Why not wait? Why not wait for the investigation? There's no harm.
We believe survivors.
Senator, I have a right to know what your position is on Brett Kavanaugh.
We believe
God bless you, ma'am.
Bless you as well. I really appreciate you.
Survivors.
I'm a survivor of sexual assault, ma'am.
Survivors.
I believe all survivors. There are now 3 people who have come forward and who have said that Brett Kavanaugh has attacked them. I know that you're close friends with him. Did you talk to him about that? Did you talk to him about his position?
We believe survivors. 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 We believe survivors.
Bagel is way hotter than you do.
We believe survivors.
We believe survivors.
God bless you.
We believe survivors.
God bless you,
Excuse me. Let my wife through.
We believe survivors.
We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors. Sexist, racist, anti-gay. We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
Why aren't you brave enough to talk to us and exchange it with us? Don't you wave your hand at me. I wave my hand at you. When you grow up, Robinson. When I grow up, how dare you talk to women that way? How dare you? How dare you? That's right. You just whistle it out.
Ma'am, you gotta hold the door, ma'am. You're gonna get arrested. Senator, do you believe women?
Corroborated charge to destroy someone's life? That's the answer to the question. I don't think you're able to, because you know it's unfair.
Mr. McConnell, how do they feel? Mr. McConnell, we know that you respect the
Please don't block the way, ma'am.
Excuse me, are you assaulting me? Excuse me, am I being assaulted right now?
Why are you putting your hands on her? She's walking.
Senator McConnell, do you always turn your back on women like this?
Once again, no mob-like behavior here. Stupid Republicans must not know what a mob is. Idiots. Possibly the least mob-like behavior seen this weekend, though, was this. Mob. Now, a large crowd of people, especially one that is disorderly and intent on causing trouble or violence. Oh. So why are these people acting this way? My guess is they didn't just wake up and decide to run people out of restaurants for fun. The answer is pretty simple, actually. They were told to do these things by the elites of the left, from Democratic senators.
Go to the Hill today. Get up and please get up in the face of some Congress people.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
The most funniest woman ever.
A vote for Kavanaugh is a vote saying women don't matter. Yes. Let's stay together. Let's fight. Let's keep showing up.
And of course, the presidential candidate so terrible she was defeated by a reality TV star.
You cannot be civil with a political party that wants to destroy what you stand for, what you care about. That's why I believe if we are fortunate enough to win back the House and/or the Senate, that's when civility can start again.
We mustn't give leftist elites all the credit, though. We also have to remember the paragons of critical thinking, middle-class, white, male protest leaders.
Let's go watch the vote. Let's go watch the vote. In offices that you wish to communicate with. In offices you wish to communicate with. I am going going to go to Heidi Heitkamp's office.
I'm going to go to Heidi Heitkamp's office. Why? She's on our side.
Because nothing quite says empowerment like repeating after your oppressors. Wait. We also got this gem of a clip that quite nicely defines collectivism in general.
I am a veteran. And my Me Too moment was when I was serving in the United States Navy.
My Me Too moment was when I was serving in the United States Navy.
Initially, I was angry that it happened.
Initially, I was angry that it happened.
And I told a bunch of people who didn't care.
And I told a bunch of people who didn't care.
Most of them were men.
Most of them were men.
Notice how the entire group is repeating after this woman? Person? Whatever, I'm gonna go with woman. They, as a group, have collectively taken up the mantle of this individual, if you can call anyone in this group an individual. They're sharing her story as if it had been them in her place. It is their story, not just her story. Don't worry, everyone. There were a few people who thought for themselves over the weekend. We'll start with a rather brave individual named Charlie Kirk, who decided to confront the mob in an attempt to actually have a discussion with it.
Uncultured swine! This guy assaulted a woman!
Prove it. He's innocent until proven guilty. Prove it. What evidence do you have?
What evidence do you have that did it?
I don't have to prove a negative. That's what makes our judicial system so
So
amazing.
you're gonna let a potential assaulter what kind of uncultured swine are you? Tell me! Do you not believe her? Do you not believe women who are raped and assaulted?
I believe something happened to her. I do not believe it was Brett Kavanaugh.
Why? Where do you get that idea from?
So
Your Republican talking points?
No, I...
Somebody raped you! You recognize their face!
So I believe something happened to her, but I also believe in the presumption of his innocence. 35 years, she did not run into social circles.
That's why we have to have an
changing,
investigation.
for 1 second, a changing narrative, 0 witnesses.
We have
And yet,
And she
he won't even answer a
but-
question about
but
his
she could say it was...
blacked out. You don't open up that idea? That he could have blacked out?
So besides that, what other evidence do you have that it's...
What are you doing here? Get the out of here.
I'm having a conversation. Because I believe in the presumption of innocence. Because that's why...
So we need an FBI investigation then.
He's already been through 6 FBI background checks. Has he not been through 6 FBI background checks?
Mark Judge been questioned? I don't think he has.
Mark Judge has a sworn affidavit.
Actually,
Does he not?
he had a letter that was signed.
No, he doesn't. He does not have a sworn affidavit.
By your son.
So everyone here believes he's guilty.
Yeah,
No.
investigation.
He's already been through 6 FBI background checks. And by the way,
There's new information.
That doesn't mean he's innocent.
well, no, it means that you have the presumption of innocence.
You can even reopen criminal
Okay.
cases with new
The idea that
information.
Julie Swetnick was a child gang rape ring that he ran, that's ridiculous. Everyone knows that. Why is it ridiculous? Why would she keep on going back to the parties if that was happening?
I called him brave because in my mind, well, he is. He took a real risk in doing this. Those people are clearly unhinged, so by doing this he put himself in danger. It could have definitely ended badly for him, and he quite admirably did not give an inch to their rage. Also on the able to think without instruction side, we have these women who came out in support of Kavanaugh.
We just need a sign. We need our Women for Kavanaugh sign. The Me Too movement is an important conversation, and it's important for women to have a space to share their stories, and I applaud women who are able to come out and have the bravery to share that. But in this instance, we're looking at allegations and simply allegations. They have not been substantiated. There is no evidence. They called for an FBI investigation. He had a 7th FBI investigation. He cleared that FBI investigation. And the reality is that our judicial system is based on the presumption of innocence.
I couldn't agree more. The presumption of innocence is the foundation of Western law, and it's that way for a reason. Also, remember, we have to believe women, so we have to believe these women as well, right? Finally, we have the true hero of the day. Not the hero we deserved, but the hero we needed. Well, needed is a strong word, but you get what I'm going for.
Because anytime a group of people use their voice to fight for people that do not have the...
I just love the look on this guy's face while he's holding up his hastily made cardboard sign, waving to passers-by as he rains truth down on the progressive heathens. A true hero indeed. Well, that's all I have for you today. I'm trying something new with this video, so if you liked it, please let me know in the comments, and you can subscribe for more content in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.